Hi, hello, how are you? So today we'll be making a teddy bear headband. So this will kind of be inspired by like the spa day headbands, like the thick, like terry ones. I will be using the Go for Fleece Sherpa yarn by Lion Brand because this just looks perfectly teddy bear-esque. And I have extra yarn from another project, so I figured this would be just perfect to do this with. This recommends an 11mm hook. I don't have an 11mm, I have a 10, so I'll use a 10mm. You'll also need a crochet needle, and this for the ears, a stitch marker. Now this is going to be a super quick and easy project. It's kind of a pretty good beginner piece or like first time using fluffy yarn. Fluffy yarn definitely is a lot harder to use than like acrylic, cotton, or even just like the velvet / chenille yarns. It's harder to see your stitches, but I think if you're wanting to get into using fluffy yarn, this might be a good project for you. Or if you want to use a different yarn and want this to be one of your first projects you do, I think this would be good for that as well. Now, I also think this would make a great gift idea, like added idea. If you want to make a little crochet item for everybody, I think this would be a good one because you don't need a ton of yarn and you don't need to be like 4 years into your crochet journey to make this. So let's go ahead and get started. For this, we are going to start with our starting chain. Now everyone's may be a little different. I'm going to use my personal sizes, but how many stitches you need is going to vary kind of on your head size. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll touch back with you guys on how many stitches I personally need. My starting chain is 35 stitches. Now, this is gonna vary a little bit based on your head shape. I measured from like around the back of my head to the front, and then I have it where it's slightly loose so it'll comfortably sit. Kind of basically how this will sit personally on your head is how you'll want to measure. I don't know if I have an average size head or not, so I can't even say if my measurements are good to go off of. But I am personally using 35, and then I'm going to go into my work, which like I said, it's very hard to see stitches. I will not go into the first one, but go into the second, and I'm going to do a single crochet all the way across to the last stitch. So I should have a total of 34 single crochet stitches in my first row. So basically just easily do all of these. And then, yeah, as you can see, you really can't see your stitches, but I will go ahead and do that and then we'll come back. All right, so I finished my first row of single crochet stitches. Now I will say this, with certain yarns, sometimes they'll expand when you crochet into them, and sometimes they'll kind of like shrink. This does shrink, so keep that in mind when you're doing your starting chain. You might want to add a couple stitches if it's like already getting to be a little tight. And you can see this is kind of like the look we're going for. I am going to do 2 more rows of 34 single stitches. So I'm just going to flip my work here. Oh, I actually think, do I have one more? No. All right, I'll just flip my work. I'm going to go into the first stitch and do single crochet all the way across, doing my best finding the stitches here. And I'm gonna do at least 3 rows total. I'm gonna do my next 2, see how thick it is, and decide if I wanna do another one. This will definitely be catered to how thick you want it, because this would also make really cute, not earmuffs, but like the ear covering headband for when it's colder out. So if you want something a little thicker, you might wanna do an extra row or 2. But for right now, I will just do my next couple rows and see how many work. Here is what it looks like when you have 3 rows of 34 stitches. What it would look like. This is perfect if you just want to do a simple headband. I am going to add a 4th row because I think I might want to make mine to cover my ears as like when it's chilly out, or we like to keep it nice and chilly in the house in the winter / fall, because I love being all cozy. I love wearing sweatshirts and sweatpants and slippers and snuggling up under a blanket on my days off, and this would just be really cute to wear to keep me warm. So I'm going to add a 4th row, and you can kind of get an idea of kind of the added to it. And like I said, this is completely customizable to you if you want to do only 2 rows or add another one and have it 5 or 6. You are more than welcome to do that. So I'm going to do this, then we'll weave our ends together and we'll add some ears. Once you have done all your rows, we're just going to weave our yarn together. Now you can use acrylic yarn to weave it together, which definitely is easier to get it through your needle here, but I am just going to use my fluffy yarn, and I'm just gonna do my best to go back and forth through just the top loops here. I'm just gonna weave through, back and forth till we are completely sealed. Oops. One nice thing about this yarn is you really can't see the seam. And then tie it off. You have the basis of your headband, your ear warmer, whatever you want it to be. And next we're gonna make the ears. I went ahead and made one so I could get an idea of how we want to do it. I do also realize that technically this is not needed because of how many we're doing. I'm still gonna use it just as a reference point. Now, for the ears, we're gonna do a magic ring. You can do the magic ring whichever way you do it. I'm not good at the original way, so I do 4 stitches, go into the first stitch. And I do it this way because, like I said, I don't know what it is about the magic ring. I one time sat for like an hour and a half attempting to do the magic ring. Not even when I first started, like probably like 6 months ago, and I physically could not do it. I don't know what it was, but I couldn't do it. So, and then you attach through, pull your yarn through, and we have our magic ring. And then we're just going to do 8 stitches into the magic ring. I'm just gonna mark my first stitch for good measure. Like I said, we don't technically need to, but anyways, so we're gonna go into our center, pull our yarn through and put a single stitch, go through again for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we have, do it twice and you have 2 ears. Once again, where you add your ears is completely customizable. You can add them kind of like on the top, further on the sides where it kind of looks like that. You can add them where they'll kind of lay in the center a little more flat. But wherever you want to put your ears, we will just attach to our yarn needle here. You can once again use acrylic if you're more comfortable doing that. This is a pain to get on here. There we go. And I'm gonna play around with where I attach it. I will show you guys. I might do the center, but you can also do the outside. Another great use for the stitch markers during this project is you can try your headband on and use stitch markers to put where you want the ears at, which is what I did right here. All right, so we are done. Here's what they look like on. I still have to weave my ends in, so that's why we're doing this type of close-up instead, but we have our little ears. I have it like over, it covers my ears. I have it looped around. I'll also quickly show you how it looks like over top of the hair. Here's how it looks over the hair. Like I said, I need to weave my ends in. But yeah, the 35 starting chain fits perfectly on my head. So there's I'll show you it undone. But yes, like I said, the 35 inch, the 35 starting chain fit perfectly. I did add my ears into the center, and I just think this is really cute. Super easy project, weave in your ends. This took me less than 30 minutes from start to finish. I also have been filming my video, which adds time and everything. So if I just sat down and made this, it probably took maybe 20 minutes from start to finish. So this is a great beginner project. It didn't use a ton of yarn. This is an 86 yard skein, and I still have plenty. I would guess I could at least make 3 more of these, maybe 4. But this is adorable for winter. It's a great gift, great for kids. But yeah, if you like this project, you should definitely subscribe to my channel. You should also check out my Instagram, where I share photos of all my projects. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye!